back into pause. Move
Okay.
away from it, right? If we're in it and we're stuck and we're agitated, we're overwhelmed, and we got a lot of distress.
Mm-hmm.
Take a moment, whether it's 10 seconds or 10 days or a year, whatever you need, move back, because I can't fix it using what I'm using. I've got to step away. No pause, no free will. If I can't pause and take a time out, I am reacting. I am reacting to it, and it has power over me. I need a pause. Move
Absolutely.
back, pause. Now I have choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I pause, I have choices. Oh, so that's M is move back. Oh, observe.
Mm-hmm.
Something else other than myself, right? Observe, learn, study all the very reasons, all the various strategies, and try, get experimental, observe, visualize, then better, different, which is the opposite of the problem. When people say, well, I want to be less stressed, they're still using the word stress.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, I guess let's visualize, what do you want to feel? Well, they say less stress. And I'm like, well, contentment, freedom, lack of, carefree, what, happiness, what, if we can visualize the word that we want, now we study that word.
Mm-hmm.
People like to get rid of things, right? Dr. Madeline, they want to get rid of things. I want to get rid of this suffering. I want to rid of this problem. And getting better is not about subtraction. It's about addition. It's about adding a new feeling, adding a new strategy for a new way, adding a new technique. It's not about, people want to get rid of, right? They want to get rid of things and people that annoy them. And sometimes we do need to go somewhere, but that's by adding a new destination, a new strategy, a new feeling. And so the law of addition here is add something 180 degrees, the opposite of whatever's driving you crazy. And more importantly, try to do it right now where you are in the horrible petri dish that you're in. A lot of my clients try to get out of a relationship or out of a job in order to get better. And one of the things I often say is, look, there's no doubt that this thing isn't problematic for you. But I need you to be willing to unlearn whatever it's not your fault. I'm not saying fault, but whatever contribution is happening that has allowed you to over accommodate or whatever, I need us to figure out, let's get an A on you doing you disruptively and different. Let's try 10 new things in this petri dish of a mess that you're in, obviously, unless you're in danger, right? If you're in danger, you go. But if you're in this petri dish of a mess, within it, try 3 new ways of contributing differently to it before we go. People often are so angry and upset. They don't want to try to make a difference where they are. And I get that.
Yeah.
But I like you got to show up, right? To rise up. You've got to contribute to what you can do to change you. And when you begin to be willing to change your dance in this, when you're even open to trying it differently, that opens up the learning, the welcomeness to being strategic. And then, E is evolve. So move back, observe, visualize. Evolve means I got to level up. I'm stuck. I'm in stress. And the reason we get stressed, right? We are lacking, when we have stress, it's not because we're doing hard things. It's because we lack the skills, preparation, endurance, and support for doing that hard thing. Once we have the skills, preparation, endurance, and support, hard things don't stress us out.
Right.
So evolve means I really am going to need that preparation and those skills. That's where I'm going to need to access from somebody or somewhere, some knowledge to help me have those tactical skills so I can try it differently. And I can become version 3.0, 4.0, 5.0 of myself and take this with me, because I'm either in a new dynamic wherever I am in this career or this relationship. Now I'm a new me anyway. I'm participating differently in it, right? I'm learning to assert differently, show up differently. And now I'm practicing, and now I could take it. If it doesn't change enough, at least I've begun the change, and now I can go take that on the road or wherever I need to go.
Absolutely. So tell me, with the formula that you use, you said the move, MOVE, move back, observe, visualize, and evolve.
Yeah.
Is this different from what men need? I mean, is that, do they need something different than reacting to
women need.
and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
What are the differences there? Everybody needs help leveling up. Everybody, so in general, everybody needs support, assistance, skills, or we're going to wind up stuck. We're all going to we're going to have legacy stuckness, gender stuckness, race stuckness, socioeconomic stuckness. We're all going to be stuck. We all need to change. So one of the challenges that a lot of women experience is they feel like they're doing all the change for everybody. I will say this. So a lot of women feel like they're doing a lot of accommodation. And so some women that I work with say, oh my gosh, you're not going to tell me that I also need to coach up the men or these people or the kids around me. And one of the things I often say is everybody is who they are for very good reasons. We might not like how other people are showing up or what's going on, but it is important for women to study the very good reasons men behave, the very good reasons, all different kinds of people. That's just 2 of a billion types of ways we identify ourselves. But we all have legacy burdens, expectations, roles, ways of acting. And we're all, women are, we need ourselves and others to show up differently and better so that we can experience better. And so we want to, at some point, learn the tools, and they don't have to be exhausting. I like them to be simple and fun, actually, if they're fun, and we can view it as a puzzle. And I take that lightly because a lot of my clients are in deep distress and in deep challenges when they reach me. But in lightening up and in viewing this as a very important puzzle and viewing why did men show up the way? Why is this person showing up? Why is this person? What are all the reasons? We can help think of the 180-degree better and opposite, more evolved we want in them to help us. And by being a partner, a respectful partner in everyone around us, we can level up ourselves and enlist the very best. I believe everybody at their nature wants to be the very best they can be, wants to bring out the best in others.
So you talked about confidence. You mentioned confidence. What about confidence? How do women gain that confidence? Because that's something I know too that we definitely need to gain. And how do you feel that helps them to move forward?
Yes, confidence is key. And you mentioned it beautifully that we have to develop confidence as women, anybody seeking to move forward. Confidence is really interesting. Confidence is a feeling. It's not a fact. It's not a destination. And it's not a state that we can achieve. Does that make sense? You can have all the medals and trophies and all the, confidence is one of those things I like to say from the outside through achievement. Achievement is not confidence, and it doesn't give you achievement helps. It doesn't not help. But confidence is a feeling and a mindset. And in my studies of humans and my interactions with humans, there's several ingredients to it. Number one, I do need mastery to be confident. I do need the skills and mastery, and I need the help or support to develop. It's hard to have confidence with no skills or mastery. I need help mastering something. I don't have to be great at everything. I don't have to be great all the time, but I need a sense of mastery, and I need to make sure I have people around me that will help encourage my mastery. Then which gets at the village of support that we need. We need also to watch our self-talk. We can achieve everything. People can build us up, but if we criticize ourselves, a little bit of could have done better, want to learn better is healthy. But I can't believe I did this. How come I did that? Right in here is going to pull that confidence down. And it and I know we want to watch our self-talk. It's okay to self-coach. Try it this way. How about this way? Start this, stop that, keep doing that. But criticism is belittling, and confidence shrinks with that. So we've got to have skills. We've got to watch our self-talk. Confidence does not stay consistent in a vacuum with self. We need encouragement. We need our people.
Absolutely.
We need positive people. I like to say we need a society of mutual admirers, mutual admiration society, our friends that like us, that like who we are, even on a good day and a bad day, bring out the best. We starve for that. It's very hard to get right in our heads without people who can see the spark in us great friends, great people see something in us and they see that spark and they can keep tapping into it even when we're struggling. And so we do rely, confidence it's like oxygen, right? It can rise and fall very quickly.
Oh, yes.
So I like to tell people to be confident means to touch your confidence in the morning, noon, and night. Tell yourself in the morning, speak positively, set an intention to be confident, try to be around confident, other people that you respect, that believe in you, and really watch that self-criticism. And keep in mind, achievement isn't it. A lot of women chase, I got to go get my MBA, so people take me seriously, or I take myself, and I say, hold on, before you spend X, Y, Z, let's take a look at what you already do, and let's try to rise. I'm not saying don't to education, but you know how much it costs. You know how much time that is. First of all, so it's not going to be from the outside.
Yeah.
Achieving that degree is going to make a person feel good for 24 hours until out, or other people, maybe take a shot at us, and then we got to rebuild.
Absolutely. Wow. That is so true, because and there's nothing better, I think, than having that encouragement from other women, as a group. That's why I said that support system definitely need that, because when women give other women that, encouragement and that support, that really makes you, give you that confidence, and it really makes you feel good. I believe that.
It's true. It's like an energy pack that you can tap into. We don't need a ton, but we need a few, right? At any given moment, 1, 2, or 3 of those green light people that love us and can build us up is essential. It's essential for men too. Men are more lonely. Women more naturally can create those bonds. Men also need to plug into that. And I do believe when men are encouraged and supported and cared for by other men and by women, they are kinder, nicer, more promoting, and more generous with all of the rest of us as well. So absolutely, we're looking for those outside sources too that build us up. A lot of people say to me, I hate that I have to rely on other people to build me up. I hate that I rely on, my friends and I'm like, whoa. This is how, this is how it works. This is why social media can be so hard, or right, because it's great if it's rough, comparing and all of that other stuff. We do suffer, and so we do require, I like high achieving and high aiming people to understand we do need compliments. We need praise. People say to me, why does everybody need so much praise? You know what? We do better. We do better when people acknowledge our strengths. So
absolutely. Wow. So how do you help women achieve success?
So, success is, I'm going to tell you my bias about success. Success for me is not all about how high a person goes, right? It's how fulfilling and sad success. And that's my bias, because there can be people that feel they're chasing a lot and they're quite miserable. And I do not believe we were put on this earth to chase something and feel miserable. So success for me is feeling that we are giving to the world something very satisfying and getting something from the world that is that. So my definition of success is I figured out what I value giving to the world, and I figured out what I value getting from the world, and I have figured out a way to do that, and give without losing my soul, right? And I've stayed persistent. So that would be.
Well, I tell you what, I am of the belief that success does mean different things to different people.
Yes.
You could ask 20 people, what to define success, and they will all have a different answer, pretty much.
One of the things I agree, and this is really a powerful moment here, because so many of us get caught up in what we think we're supposed to be doing. Okay, the ought tos and the shoulds, or the legacy burdens that maybe, someone in our world didn't achieve or feels we need to, or we feel burdened, even if they never said it, we feel that they would only love us or respect us if we carry a lot of shoulds and oughts. And I think, as you're saying, true success is really a deeply personal one and an updated one. How about this, right, Dr. Madeline, that in times of our lives, something that really feels rewarding and successful, we can outgrow it. And it's no longer feeling rewarding. And so having the ability to back up every few years and really examine what would I need to be putting out in the world and receiving from the world to feel successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. So do you think that success is the same as ambition?
Ambition is a big word, is a big thorny word, especially in America. This is a society that loves more. And that can become a real addiction.
Yes.
Ambition can be ambition for the sake of ambition can become an addiction, and ambition, I do not believe, is the same as success. And I have lots of ambitious clients, and part of what we examine is, are they high achieving miserable people, right? So I often encounter or ambitious, upwardly seeking people who are quite miserable. And what I like to talk with them about is differentiating success and fulfillment versus ambition. Ambition is what we want to use to target feeling successful and well and fulfilled. And so high achieving miserable people, in my opinion, right? Some of my clients, if they are high achieving and miserable, they are ambitious, and they don't know that getting out of that is not more, it's less. It's learning how to say yes and no. It's learning how to not do. It's learning how to feel successful rather than be successful, right? So it's learning how to feel your success. A lot of people try to do their success through it. If I do this, and then if I do that, and then I will feel. Success is also a feeling that we want to tap into, and we want to, number one, acknowledge the mountain that we're standing on that we've already climbed. If you want to feel successful, number one, stand on the mountain you're on. You are here, and you did a lot to get here. And we dismiss that. In America, it's always about that next mountain. I climb a mountain, and the next thing you know, it's like, well, now I see a new one. You're like, hold on. How do you get on top of this mountain, put out the Adirondack chair and say, high five? Pride means acknowledgement in what we have, the high five. So I view success as really relying, number one, really seeing your fullness, seeing everything you've done, seeing what you've already accomplished, and valuing it, right? If we want to add, we can add, but we want to add on top of that. A lot of people, to feel fulfilled, need to feel the fullness of who they are and be around people who see the fullness of what they have, rather than always, right, chasing something else. Because sometimes in that chase, everything that we do and value takes time, money, and crazy, right? Everything we do takes time, money, and crazy and energy. And we got to target. We got to find those worthy struggles to target our time, money, and crazy, because it will take those exertions. So balance.
So I know that you're a corporate therapist and an executive coach. So tell us, how does mental health play a role in a woman's success?
Yeah, so my bias as a I came into my career as a therapist first, and then have been asked to lean more and more into institutional psychology, organizational psychology, because I guess what I've learned is mental health in a vacuum is never going to be sufficient if people can't also learn to navigate other people and the institutions they live in. But if I don't have mental health, you having skills only to navigate my world without being okay inside myself, I feel that being mentally strong and clean and clear inside myself, are learning how, and all of us, this is our challenge, right? To learn to handle our emotions, our thoughts, our
Mhm.
behaviors, learn to regulate it, understand it, not fear it, not avoid it, but understand it and get good at it. You know, if we are well with our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, we can take that cleanness or clarity into every interaction,
Mhm.
and everything we navigate interpersonally and institutionally. And just a few more words on mental health. I appreciate that since the pandemic, there's been a real spotlight on mental well-being. And we
Right.
don't have to be really down and out to get better at being mentally resilient.
Absolutely.
And mental resilient, emotional strength, I often like to say to my clients, is not about getting rid of anxiety. It's not about getting rid of depression. It's getting better and not so scared at understanding when those feelings come up, how to
Mhm.
navigate it, how to move through it. And when we are emotionally resilient, we are going to need that. We're going to need that to be effective in our careers, because we're going to need to enlist mental wellness and well-being in the people around us as well. You know, if people around us are suffering, our family members, our coworkers, having the ability to help understand and elicit well-being in other people becomes really powerful as well.
Wow. So I know that most of your clients are women. So why women?
Well,
Why
yeah,
work?
it's a great question.
Mhm.
And it's interesting actually. In the beginning of my career, it was all almost all women. And
Mhm.
now, interestingly, um, there's more and more men in my practice, but also more and more corporations
Okay.
that want to learn how to get unstuck, move forward, and navigate, and be good at empowering everybody in their organizations and
Mhm.
institutions. So, really, there's been a mushrooming of these tools wanted and needed by lots and lots of people. So, the desire for tools for getting unstuck, figuring
Mhm.
out the barriers and removing the barriers. Organizations want to know, how do we remove all the barriers? People don't want to stay in an organization where there's too many barriers. And
No.
after the pandemic, they go. They don't.
Abs-
They people with resources that can go will go. And so people do want to learn how to remove barriers and navigate and bring out the best in each
mm.
other.
Do you find that since the pandemic, you've had a lot of women feeling that they are stuck right now, especially I find that, working from home, that remote, working from
Yes.
home, they don't have that visibility,
Yeah.
visibility as they ordinarily have if they were in office. Do you feel that you're getting more and more women coming to you feeling that they're stuck and can't move forward?
One of the hallmarks of stuckness is isolation and sedentary, right? If you want to stay super stuck, isolate yourself, be sedentary. So, hole up in your room with an echo chamber with yourself. Stuck is we are bad company when we are isolated and alone and sedentary.
Mhm.
And so the pandemic has both created a lot of momentum and potential for women and others, because there's been a shakeup in organizations and a shakeup in certain kinds of institutions. And that has created some openings. People can now apply for jobs across the country. I mean, so in one way, there's been this shakeup. But when you are a stuck, invisible, it and you don't have access to mentoring and apprenticeship, both formal and informal. it
Mhm.
it can stunt our development. It requires, then, as you're aware, more thoughtfulness about getting mentorship and
Yes.
learning how you become visible. When people will say to me, and women will say, how do I get seen?
Mhm.
um, how do I gain visibility?
Mhm.
Number one, see your own worth. And number two, advocate, push it out there. It's super
Mhm.
awkward to be a self advocate. Super necessary. A lot of people say, why don't they see me? And, I'm like, I don't know. That sounds like a they question. Let's do an I. How do I get more seen? I like an
Mhm.
I answer. Whatever the question is, I like it to start with I. How can I, right?
Mhm.
How can I be more seen
Mhm.
in productive and proactive ways? And absolutely, then, if we're virtual or isolated, we want to think about virtual and in-person networking
Yeah,
opportunities and
absolutely.
reaching out for for each other. And this is a great platform for that
Mhm. Mhm.
that you've created.
Absolutely. Wow. So what are some top tips that you would give women to move forward in career, life, and in their relationships?
Yeah, top tips. So, number one, know your worth.
Uh,
Um,
yes.
know your worth. Know what you're good at. Know your strengths,
Mhm.
and remind yourself. You can start your day just reminding yourself. I am. It sounds crazy, but those self affirmations, like, good job, or this is something I'm good at, or this is something I love doing.
Mhm.
um, Not just what I'm good at, but maybe what my character is. So know your strengths. Number two, get help. Be willing to reach out and ask for the mentoring that you need. If
Yeah.
your boss or your teacher or
Mhm.
your, let's say, maybe it's a parent, if the person that's supposed to be nurturing you isn't nurturing you, even if they nurture other people just fine,
Mhm.
get it yourself right. Be willing to invest in yourself, to find somebody that can bring you further than yourself. And maybe that's through reading books, or enlisting the help of somebody else. Move literally if you're stuck, if
Mhm.
you want to advance. Literally move. Mean get up and get out, of your room if you can, but also field trips, read new things, visit new things, meet new people. We're going to be successful the more opportunities and skills we expose ourselves to, and that we can pick and choose from. And so stay a learner, move literally. I'm also a huge fan of the word resilience, so I'll break that down. Everybody can learn resilience. Some people are maybe born a little more resilient than others. I don't know, but it's very learnable. Resilience is about a couple of things. Number one, learning how to be okay along the way.
Mhm.
Resilience is not, I'm okay when. I will relax when I get a promotion. I will relax when I graduate and get that degree. I'll be okay when I have that. Resilience is learning to be okay on the way. If I can't be okay on the way, I might not have the persistence for the marathon.
Mhm.
And being okay on the way is learning to do that dance, dancing lightly between what I want and what I have.
Mhm.
It's okay to have wants. It's okay to want our wants. When we need our wants before our wants are here,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
definition of insanity is not realistically being able to handle where we are right now. And that is a big pill to swallow when life has done us in and we keep not getting, we just rejection after rejection or hurdle after hurdle. It is very hard to learn resilience then. Resilience is finding a
Yes.
way to be okay along the way. So little tips about being okay along the way. Chocolate, number one, right? Like number one, snacks. We need good snacks, and we need people that know how to snack with, some kind of snack, some kind of break. You may have heard, when you look at countries experiencing war,
Mhm.
when I interact clients around the world that are in unimaginable situations, they don't wait till the war's over to sing and dance and love. They need to sing and dance and love even more during the war, right? Learning to love life in the midst, right? So the tragedies around us,
Mhm.
we want to try not to let it happen to us or be us. Learning how to be well in the midst of this
Things
chaos, right?
going on.
Um,
Yes.
and that, again, that's not easy. There are simple tools. They require practice,
Yeah.
and not succumbing to anger rate. Look, we have anger for a reason. It tells us something's wrong and needs to be fixed. We have the feeling of injustice and persecution and hopelessness and sadness and fear. We have all those feelings for a reason. The trick is to not succumb to those and get stuck in those, because then everybody else wins. Does that make sense? Then whatever that evil is in the world won. So the trick is to feel the feelings, note the feelings, but not let them win. Add at the same time joy. People are asking me how it feels wrong or guilty to feel joyful at a time when there's tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the challenge in life in general every day is to know what's hard and still feel what's awesome in order to sustain it.
Wow. So, that is good. That's some good tips. Definitely. So if you had one piece of advice that you would leave with our viewers and our listeners, what would that advice be?
One piece of advice. If you're stuck, there's a reason you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
There's a barrier or a skill gap. Try not to blame. Don't blame yourself. Try not to get stuck in blaming even them. Get the skill up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So is there anything that you want to let us know about? Anything coming up on the horizon that you want our viewers and our listeners to know about that you might be doing? Any books coming out?
Oh, awesome that you say that. I always have lots of things in the pipeline. What I want them to know about, first of all, is a lot of the workshops that I do, a lot of the training that I do or talks are closed or private. If there's something that you need, if you have a group that's stuck or an organization that's stuck, reach out and we can tailor it or create that. If you personally are stuck, reach out and let's partner and talk about, getting you the tools and skills that you need. So access those. And as always, I love what I do. And so lots more coming. Stay tuned and I enjoy it. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on the show with us. If our viewers and listeners wanted to reach out to you, as you said, to find out more about what you do, or maybe you can help them, how can they reach you?
Sure. My website is, I think, available at Lonnie at lnzconsulting.com. You can, on my website, contact us. It will pop to my admin who curates, and then she will get it directly to me. And you'll see on the website, there's a link to mental health counseling is only available for residents of Delaware and Pennsylvania where I'm licensed, but consulting for mental well-being, tools for emotions, but also, leadership coaching, team coaching, family coaching, relationship coaching, reach out, and also executive coaching, as well as speaking engagements. That these are all the ways people reach out. Send me a line, let me know what's going on. We're busy, as you can imagine, but I enjoy and find it a privilege to partner with people and find the time, carve out the time to empower them, their teams, their families, their organizations, and them personally in moving forward.
Well, we appreciate you, appreciate what you do. So thank you so much. We had a comment, a great show. I really enjoyed watching because it was the real talk. Thank you. Inspired by Extreme.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Again, for sharing your expertise with us tonight, those success nuggets that you gave us. We definitely do appreciate it. And we're so happy to have you on the show.
And thank you so much for your message to women. It's empowering, it's bold, it's spot on. Learn that assertiveness, grow your assertiveness skills, grow your network, get that support and work on your confidence. All of those things are spot on and accurate. And we need more of you. We need more of
you. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I am now going to give everyone some upcoming events where they can find not only me, but some things that's going on. Make sure to get your copy of the Own It anthology. It's Your Life, Own It Unapologetically, and the journal 365 Days to Transformation. To pre-order the paperback and journal separately will be $24.99 for each book. To order the complete set is $49.99. To order your copies, you can email me at info@exwsi.com. They will also, you will also be able to go directly to Amazon to get the books also. Make sure to tune in to the Black Business Olympics this month. It's from November 27th through December 3rd. And the Black Business Olympics is a fundraiser to provide scholarships and laptops to high school seniors going to college and K through 12 entrepreneurs. The Black Business Olympics showcases Black businesses, Black business owners, and corporations all around the world. And if you would like to be a speaker to showcase your business, you can email me at info@exwsi.com. Also coming up on the horizon in January, the 25th through the 27th, 2024, is my Show Up to Rise Up Women's Summit. To find out more about the event or to be a speaker at the event, you can email me at info@exwsi.com if you'd like to share your expertise with the world. Also coming will be you'll be able to join the Women Show Up to Rise Up Network. The mission of the Women Show Up to Rise Up Network will be to empower and connect all women in their career, business, professional, and personal lives by helping them to be able to gain resources, buying power, increase their revenue, and accelerate their personal, business, and career growth. So as a member, you have access to all these things. You'll have access to coaching, training, events that may be taking place, any type of opportunities that would be helpful to you as far as your growth and to be able to tap into your full potential. And yes, I am doing another Show Up to Rise Up Women's Retreat for 2024. And guess what? We are heading out to sea on the Carnival Pride. The 2024 Show Up to Rise Up Women's Retreat will be a 7-night cruise departing out of Baltimore, Maryland, September 29th through October 5th. And we're heading to the Bahamas for sun, fun, and relaxation. And so to find out more information and to register, you can, and to save your spot, if you'd like to join us, you can email me at info@exwsi.com. And make sure, if you have not already done so, that you view my TEDx talk that I did in Vancouver, Canada. Of course, the topic is Show Up to Rise Up. It's you can watch it on YouTube. To do so, just put my name in the search box, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, and it will automatically come up. I am so excited because it is now at 190,489 views. So we are still reaching forward to that million plus views. So keep watching, keep sharing, keep commenting. I appreciate all of you who have supported the video and that's keeping it moving out there. I am also a contributing writer to the Own It magazine. I share nuggets and resources every month. Own It magazine is a resource for personal, professional, and business development. So make sure, if you'd like to get a copy or an annual subscription, you can go to my website, which is www.exwsi.com. So again, I want to thank my guest for sharing with us tonight, Dr. Lanny Nelson Zalupko. I also want to thank my viewers and my listeners for joining me. This is the Success for Women show. I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis. And if you'd like to reach out to me, You can go to, you can reach me by email, info@exwsi.com. I'm also on all the social media platforms, or you can go to my website, www.exwsi.com. And while you're there, make sure that you download my free 3-part video series on 3 things every woman should do to position herself for executive leadership. I'd also like you to sign up for my online course, which is Crack the Career Code: How to Lead with Confidence, Charisma, and Credibility. To sign up for the course, you can go to www.crackthecareercode.com. Again, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to this channel, Pod TV channel. And again, this is the Success for Women show. We are here every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, I am your host, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, helping women to accelerate the path to success. I want to thank my guest again for joining me. I'd like to thank again the viewers and the listeners for joining me tonight. And as you know, I love you all to life. So as always, be well and stay safe out there. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, host of the Success for Women show, which airs every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our mission is to help women accelerate the path to success. Women in the workplace, women in business, and women who aspire to become business owners, live their dreams, and reach their goals. So join us Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.